Despite relentless attempts to play act about how confident their impeachment case is, well, Democrats and their kissing cousins in the media seem pretty shaky and incoherent. After the claim of a quid pro quo has fizzled, Democrats are frantically grasping for something that people can actually understand about this Ukraine thing. Let's just pick bribery out of a hat.
Quid pro quo, bribery. Bribery, and that is in the Constitution attached to the impeachment proceedings.
Dancing blow to it. But we found it very interesting because not long ago, a lot of these same characters thought the Republicans' Watergate was actually pretty darn hilarious.
Can a drink of water make or break a political career?
Did Ryan have a strenuous P90X workout before the debate? He was gulping it down like a dehydrated AAA shortstop. After the watching that, I need a drink. Okay, all right, they got that? Okay, they got this.
Oh, Stephen's so funny. I guess it's, though, only funny when Republicans get thirsty in public. I just have to understand all their rules. None of these people should be taken seriously because they know they do not have a legitimate case for impeachment, and they're going forward with it anyway. And yet they pretend to be taking this entire affair very, very seriously.
On the investigation front yesterday, it was a very somber, prayerful day because our democracy depends on that republic and not a monarchy. So again, with that responsibility, we go forward sadly, prayerfully, as they say, with a heavy heart.
I mean, she ain't gonna win any Golden Globes. No way, not with that performance. Prayerfully, don't hide behind prayer for what you're doing to the country. And I think she better pray that
that they want to level against the president. Really, charges don't matter for them. Facts don't matter. Evidence doesn't matter. They just want to remove the president. It is about a payoff to people who put them in charge. That gavel that Speaker Pelosi has in her hand, she has because of a base that pledged to resist, oppose, obstruct, impeach everything.
What about that idea that she may not call a vote? Could this get into a situation where they're feeling the heat in some of these districts, and they're worried about losing the majority?
They're going to lose the majority.
Is there a chance they don't call this vote?
I think that there is, because you have a growing amount of House Democrats who are getting burned back home. They're in districts that Donald Trump won.
What have they delivered?
And these people are,
what have they delivered? Byron, Bill Clinton actually called into CNN today to deliver a message to President Trump. Watch.
You got hired to do a job. Every day is an opportunity to make something good happen. And I would say I've got lawyers and staff people handling this impeachment inquiry, and they should just have at it. Meanwhile, I'm going to work for the American people.
Does that bring us down memory lane, Byron? I can't believe I'm saying this. I agree with Bill Clinton.
Absolutely.
The president shouldn't even talk about it. He talked about it too much at the rally.
Said it every single day in 1998. He got impeached, but it did work in the sense that he was acquitted. On the other hand, Democrats are going to do this. I mean, they have gone. Anytime you're doing something, you reach a point where you can't just say
point of no return.
Never mind. And also, they got 232 votes to continue this inquiry. That's 14 more than they need.
How many do they have on the emoluments clause? I mean, they were going to impeach him on emoluments like a few months ago, right?
Well, you've had Democrats who've been lodging articles of impeachment virtually since Inauguration Day, and there have been articles accusing the president of dividing the country, of saying terrible things about the NFL, all sorts of stuff. There's been a core of Democrats who've wanted to impeach him from the very beginning, but now you do have 232 who voted for this.
But do you think tomorrow will change any minds, yes or no?
No.
Congressman, yes or no?
No.
Not going to change any minds.
No.
And the restaurant conversation, man who overheard the conversation is deposed on Saturday.
Why didn't you say something a few months ago?
Finally, you all have to work now on the weekends. I'm just kidding. Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thanks,
Great
Laura.
to see you. And we all know there's nothing bipartisan about this impeachment inquiry. And if you needed evidence, here are today's dueling press conferences from the respective party leaders.
There's nothing compelling. There's nothing overwhelming. It only emphasized again what is not being done in Congress and what should be being done in Congress. Impeachment has overtaken every single committee. We're less than a year away from the election, but these Democrats do not trust the American public.
Oh, sorry.
Now compare that to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi.
What President Trump has done on the record in terms of acting to advantage a foreign power to help him in his own election, and the obstruction of information about that, the cover-up, makes what Nixon did look almost small.
This is unbelievable. If you missed that gem today, we just gave you a gift of laughter. Joining me now for some clarity, House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy. Congressman, your response to Nancy Pelosi. Now it went from quid pro quo fizzle, bribery, absurd. Obviously, nothing was withheld. Then they say, well, someone overheard something in a restaurant. And now it's worse than Nixon. And they swing and a miss every time, then it's worse than Nixon.
And don't forget climate. Each week will be something new, because each time they fail to prove anything. But it really goes to the core. I always wondered, why does Adam Schiff lie so much? I mean, why would he say, I have proof beyond circumstantial, lie about meeting with Glenn Simpson, lie about knowing the whistleblower, lie about the transcript? He wants to impeach this president so badly. I mean, they are afraid to face him at the ballot box, so they want to frame him. And that's what they'll continue to do. Whatever it takes to impeach this president, they'll start something new each day.
The reporting on the whistleblower, and we haven't confirmed this, but the reporting on the whistleblower out there has some very interesting associations with the deep state, with the highest level deep state actors in the previous administration. And it certainly makes people wonder whether this was all a big setup from the beginning, whether it was a patriot on the inside, a la Strzok and Page, and it's the new Strzok and Page, White House style.
How many different times have they gone after this president? This so-called whistleblower, whoever he or she is, only Adam Schiff knows, met with Schiff's staff before they ever met and became an attorney or to the IG, and when they met with the IG, they never told the IG that they met with the staff. And Adam Schiff sits there and says, oh, I don't know who
It was a disaster to choose him to do this. I'm sorry, it was a complete disaster. That was one of Nancy Pelosi's biggest mistakes, is shifting this over to Schiff. Congressman...
Well, Nadler's pretty inept.
NadlerNews.com. That's all the time we have tonight.